My name is Muge. I'm the producer of In 5 Years, and Natalie here is the scriptwriter and director of the project.
And we are back. It's been over 30 weeks right now that Muge and I have been on this journey to make my first feature film named In 5 Years. In case you don't remember, we made this pact that we were giving ourselves 1 year to see what would happen and how far we could go in making this screenplay into a feature. How much can you do in 1 year when you start with zero money, zero crew, zero equipment as of today? 52 weeks. This is the time we have allocated ourselves to see if it's worth signing up for another 52 weeks, I guess. Right now we're still at the development stage. Being in development doesn't mean doing nothing. A lot has been going on, including attending Cannes in May, and then we got selected in Locarno for the Match Me program. And 3 weeks ago we were in Turkey for the Antalya Film Forum. The Antalya Film Forum is a pitching platform. It's a pitching contest actually that takes place in the south of Turkey for projects in development that are majority Turkish productions. In 5 Years was one of the 12 projects that were selected among over 100 projects. This was a great news for us because Antalya Film Forum is a very good platform to attend if you get selected. So in Locarno we were pitching, but just on one-on-one meeting. In Antalya it was different because we just had 8 minutes to pitch the film in front of a jury, and it was open to the public being mostly composed of professionals, but also of other filmmakers or anybody who got a badge for this event who wanted to see what was going on. So the pressure of pitching in a limited amount of time and in front of a sea of faces is very different than the pressure of pitching to one person who is half a meter away from you. I had never done it before, and Muge had never done it before, and Gizem had never been on a team who had done it before, so basically we had to prepare for it. One of my latest episodes was about trying to do a video mood board, and I had been struggling to do one. It was a very hard process for me. It took me weeks. For a while I even questioned the idea of doing it, but attending the Antalya Film Forum kind of gave me a push and we went for it. So I ended up making a 1-minute mood board video that we screened as the first minute of our 8 minutes of pitching. We were the only one to have a video mood board. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we were the only one to have one. There's no way to quantify this type of decisions unless you give a survey to people at the end. But overall, I felt having a video mood board was such a good help. If you're curious to know how I made the video mood board, where I found my sources, and the process of really making it, I wrote a post explaining that, and I shared it along with the video on my Patreon account that I'm sharing with my creative producer. You can have access to it by becoming a patron. You don't have to, but if you're curious or if you want to support, you can, and that would be the link. So this is how we started. We showed the video mood board, and then I pitched the story, and then Muge, my producer, started giving information about the budget, the number of days of shooting, where we were at the moment, and then the timer went on and we were cut and the jury asked a few questions and then we left. It was very blurry moment. Gizem filmed the whole thing. I haven't watched it again. I probably watch a little bit for this video right now.
So right now in this room we are not just us. There's us on stage and you in the audience, and then we have all our friends and our boss and our family and our lovers and our hidden secret stories on our phone. We no longer move anywhere without carrying all our life with us.
In terms of experience, it was such a good exercise. It really made me realize how close filmmaking and starting a startup are. It's about pitching and raising money and convincing others that your crazy project might bring something to them or to the world, or both. Another good thing about pitching on stage is that afterwards you don't have to pitch your movie again to all the professionals you're going to meet, because most of them were attending the pitching contest. they already knew about the project, and you could cut to the chase and start talking about either what they didn't understand or their feeling about the pitch, and getting more into details about the technical parts. So it was a very, very different experience from Locarno. This is how it would go. Basically, we were all into the same hotel, which was, by the way, a 5-star hotel. I've never been to one before, so, at least I've done that. And everybody was there. The filmmakers, the professionals, and all the meetings, all the events were taking place in the same hotel. I thought that was great because you have multiple opportunities that can be very different to meet with people and start talking very casually or formally about your project or who you are as a person, which is also an important factor in filmmaking. Every morning we had breakfast meetings, so basically just like in Cannes there was a table with one moderator, one guest, and then 8 or 10 people around who were listening and asking questions. So I was one of the 8 or 10 people around who were asking questions and listening and learning. And these were very interesting ways to meet with people and get to understand jobs you might not have seen during other meetings in the afternoon. Then the first day we had the pitching from 10 to 2. The 12 projects passed. In the afternoon we had 6 or 8 meetings, one-on-one meetings. After there was a happy hour, and supposedly at night there was a party. I didn't do any party. I am very impressed by people who can be 100% from 8 till 3. I cannot. In other words, whatever you're doing, you're always working, kind of. And even though you're having a drink or you're having breakfast or you're having lunch, something is happening and you're talking with people and you're meeting new people. And it really works in Antalya. This configuration, everybody being in the same place, the first day you pitching your project, so everybody knew your face and who you were, and if they wanted to come and talk to you, they could talk to you, was very powerful and impactful. We met so many people and we had so many good encounters. We felt very empowered at the end of these 3 days. In terms of results, there were 4 prizes, which is a very high number of prizes, so you would expect to win. That would be nice, but we did not win. Why didn't we win? We will never know. As far as I'm concerned, I really wanted to win because it makes a big difference, especially when it's cash prizes, because you can always use cash when you're trying to make a film. But I also know that those things are so relative. Besides the price and the fact that this won't be a new line on my resume to say I won something, this was definitely a massive experience. In our case, there is another factor that plays a big part for me, is that if you've been watching the previous episodes, you remember that I have been working on a rewrite for months and I haven't been finishing it because I knew it was a very deep rewrite and I was missing some elements. Being in this incubator for 3 days, pitching the movie, talking with professionals and just having my full attention geared toward In 5 Years helped me find those missing pieces. And if I had had them before the pitch, maybe it would have made a difference. But for me, the importance is that I have them now. So right now I am really working hard on rewriting the screenplay. My point is that even though you don't win the cash or the prestige, it was definitely a winning experience for us. So overall, Antalya was an amazing experience. The team behind the Antalya Film Forum did an amazing job. We met so many people. And we are on good track, I think. On the last note, the interesting point is that no professionals who were attending the Antalya Film Forum were at the Match Me program, but everybody knew the other people. So if you were to talk about someone you met at Match Me, most of the time people know each other. Once again, it's a good reminder that this is a very, very small industry. And if you're lucky enough, which is not our case right now as far as I'm concerned, but if you're lucky enough to do several of these events or attend key events, I can see how this makes a big difference. If not for this particular project, because for X or Y reason it might not come to fruition, just in terms of people starting being aware of your existence and following your career. If you have any question about the experience, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below, and I will see you soon, hopefully with more information about this journey.